That's the government controlling you, my guy. That's
Yeah.
that's you falling in line, working until you're fucking dead. Working instead of just enjoying life and just like eating and having sex and sleeping and making art. And we're all just like, gotta get on that grind. Gotta
Yeah,
grind
that's the
it
thing.
out.
Like, you work until you're tired, and then you go home and you sleep, and then you get up and go to work again. It's just, I
And
hate
it'll be
it.
like,
I
there are
really
people
hate the
who
idea.
have cool jobs,
Oh, absolutely.
but like that's like what, 10% of the world population?
If that,
Everybody else is just kind of like, I gotta do this or I won't have a place to live.
yeah.
And that sucks.
That and that they've tricked us into believing that like 80-hour work weeks are normal. Like that shit fucking blows me away that we just eat that
Root
shit
for
because we
fucking
have.
peanuts, man.
Yeah.
And for peanuts.
So
Anyways. Um, we're here to talk about fun things.
yeah, you can edit all that out.
Yeah, well, here we go. Welcome to Nerdicide. Welcome to Nerdicide. We're not talking about the eternal, devastating struggle that is capitalism. We're talking about toys and movies,
Sure.
which you can't buy unless you have money. Bum, bum, bum. I cracked a joke last night at dinner. I was like, well, the government's basically paying me to write a screenplay right now, which is true in a sense because that's my job right now. Is I'm working on this screenplay and getting unemployment. So
There you
I'm getting
go.
paid to do that right now.
Well, let's see. I got paid to. What did I do the other day? Oh, I cleaned a fan. Painted. I painted some bird, like these swallow things that fucking Lynn had that were like this gross looking blue. I painted them gold, and then I painted a canvas gold with the hopes of actually like sitting down and like putting something on it. I don't know if I will though. Not anytime soon. I got some other art shit I gotta do first.
All right, well, I'm gonna
Chelsea
leave.
said, "Do you say phlebotomist? Is that how you say that? Phlebotomist? So I get to stab people.
The made-up word.
That makes my stomach queasy. I hate getting shots. I hate the idea of being like having blood drawn.
I am going to start our segue with this toy. Is going to segue into a conversation about this show. Hopefully you can see it.
Oh wow!
I got the Falcon cap figure, which is the Marvel Select. I have not opened it. I am going to open it.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love how ridiculous this costume is and how it was just like totally fine for him to just show up on the scene with like, he has a complete vibranium weird jumpsuit, but his head is completely exposed to bullets.
Mm-hmm.
That's comics for you. It was always one thing that like Cap had his ears out, and they even him still got the ears out, but he's even got a full head, just completely one bullet, and you're done. But I wanted this figure like as soon as it got announced, I ordered it because I was like, okay, I want it. Take another
look. I know we're gonna talk about it in a little bit, but the part in the season finale where he did like his flip move in the suit that he was practicing in like that montage.
Oh yeah,
like
that's a callback.
Lynn and I looked at each other at the same time and we were like smiling ear to ear because we both were like, he got to do it! Like he did it!
Yeah, that show, obviously not as strong as WandaVision. And I would say for the number one reason why the WandaVision was so strong, because it's a real character breakdown of two Avengers characters that you didn't really get a lot of time with in the movies.
Right.
And this show, you get time with them, but you don't. They're really only like in 2 episodes together doing superhero stuff. They're in a lot of scenes
Yeah,
together.
so like you said, like the character breakdown between like Wanda and the Vision, and then not getting it in this one, like which is fine as well, I guess. But at the same time, like the most you got out of like Bucky is that he goes to therapy, and then out of Falcon is he's got a sister that he cares about.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to do. Oh, fuck it, I'll just get into it. They tried to do a lot with that show, and they basically like dipped their toes in a lot of different subjects, but never really like did full in depth things on because they tackled all this stuff. I wrote it down: income inequality, nationalism, race in America, generational trauma. Like Bucky, other than a few quips, he seems to be pretty well adjusted to like all of these changes, even though he just kind of got unfrozen from his like brainwash brain. Like what I would say, like I don't know when that happened. It was, I guess, probably in movie years it would have been 10 years since he got out, but he's very cool with everything. But like they just kind of like they go, okay, here's a little bit about race, here's a little bit about why nationalism is bad, here's a little bit about like income inequality. I also find it so strange that while Wakanda and Wakandans can totally make him a suit out of vibranium, which vibranium is the most valuable substance in the MCU, but he can't like get like a check for like 50K. It's just like sell one of those gloves.
Yeah.
Sell a glove, my guy, and you're rich. They should have easily like been like, because like Bucky was like, I can I get one more favor? It should have been like, send Sam $300,000. Should have been not the suit. While he did need new wings and all that, but
you want to help a guy's family out?
It all worked out, and there's a lot of, I can nitpick that show to death. My biggest problem with the show was the last episode, and just the fact that there's only like two cool scenes where they're fighting together, and it was like on the top of the trucks, and then when they fight US Agent or John Walker, pre-US Agent, those were great fighting scenes. But like in the last episode, they don't fight together. Sam fights a helicopter, and Bucky fights vans. And I was like, well, they never got together to give anyone a beatdown in that last episode, and I was really disappointed because it should have culminated with them, because they had built a friendship, so it should be them together at the end. Like they kind of blew their load with that big fight scene with John Walker, which was great. Yeah, and I've heard that if you watch all of it in a row, it feels better than the week to week, because you get all of that in one sitting instead of like you take a week off and you're like, oh well, now they're not gonna fight anyone together, and you're kind of disappointed. But you've already like That happened last
You
week. If
just
you watch it all like
it.
in one thing, it's like, oh, I guess you get all of what you want in one sitting. But if I don't know if anyone wants to sit for like 5.5 hours and do that or whatever it is, but I mean, I never
And
went
I
back
think
to
that's another thing that made WandaVision work better too, is that it was fine to watch it week to week. Like
it
they
was
were
very
able to tell.
serial. It was very
Yeah.
serial.
Well, that I mean, it makes sense because like every episode was like built around a fucking television show, so it only makes sense that they would have geared it to a week to week thing. But
I
I don't know.
really don't think that Marvel is ever gonna do anything as interesting or unique as WandaVision, unless they do for some reason
Really?
that, and they're not even gonna do another season of that because Vision is basically like whatever, and Wanda's gonna be like an Omega level superhero now.
Yeah.
And she's moved on. So I really don't like, and that's like that show is a big setup of Phase 4, which is all the monster stuff and magic shit. So I don't really think they're gonna do another show, but I really don't, and I don't even think Loki is gonna be that deep as well.
I'm
I really
not
don't.
excited for that at all.
I'm looking forward to it because Owen Wilson has great hair and a mustache, and
Like I'm going to watch it, but I'm not chomping at the bit for it to start.
you know what's weird
Um,
is out the gate, like when they announced everything, WandaVision was probably the one I was the least interested in until I found out like what the premise was. Because I was like,
yeah,
originally I was like, I don't want to watch a show with fucking Wanda and Vision. I don't care about them like having robot children and shit. I don't want to watch that.
yeah,
But it ended up being like the most layered, interesting, definitely artistic thing they've ever done. I'm hoping that that's going to be a nice window into Doctor Strange, and maybe they're going to be more willing to take risks and do, because
I
Falcon
so,
and Winter
dude.
Soldier was very formulaic. It was Marvel stuff, Marvel movie
Right.
stuff. Like you've seen it, they've done it. Quips, people get killed and no one cares. What I find so funny is like how like poor John Walker. Not that he wasn't a piece of shit, but like he gets court-martialed for killing one guy, and
Yeah.
Bucky is just like walking around, and people are like saluting him and shit. Yeah, he held a raccoon in Wakanda and fucking shot at aliens, so it's fine. But he's murdered how many people, including Iron Man's parents?
Yeah.
He was brainwashed, okay? But you could argue that John Walker was also brainwashed by the U.S. military, and that's the thing I did. There's the John Walker stuff. They did a great job of like making everyone hate him because that was kind of the idea, right? But they fucked it up in the last episode because he didn't have like a full like hero turn where because he became like the heel, and then he kind of had like that heroic moment where he was like struggling in his brain, like, oh, should I go fight those guys or should I save this van? That was so dumb.
Yeah.
And then they have that terrible scene where he quotes Lincoln.
Yeah.
And Bucky should have just knocked him out. Like I don't understand. Like he tried to kill both of them, not like beat them
Several
up.
times.
He was really close to chopping fucking Sam's head off. Like he was right there. And you're just gonna let this guy quote Lincoln and like walk off? Get the fuck out of here. You should have beat him down again. Who cares if he saved those fucking people last second? He's obviously like a total nut bar. And
Yeah.
I get
Like
they
that could
have
have been like the last good thing he did was save those people, and then you just murder him for trying to kill you earlier.
Yeah, I was just so mad at that Lincoln quote, and then they were all just kind of like, yeah, he's fine now. We're all just gonna let that whole other stuff slide.
Well, doesn't Bucky go like really Lincoln, and then that was it?
You should have been
Like they
like,
had like a a little moment together.
Yeah, it should have been like, I'm gonna punch this guy in the throat, so he can never speak words again. Like that should have been like it. And I mean, really, like all the problems in that show are the finale is what kind of shines like a huge light on all of them, which is like how kind of weak the Flag Smashers were as villains. Um, the main girl, like they don't really explain why anyone even gave a shit why she was the leader. What did she do before that? Why was she like? Why did everyone listen to this tiny little freckled woman? Why her?
Yeah.
They don't take it. And they tried to keep us like staying like said like even like Falcon like carried her dead body in and stuff. Like it was supposed to be sad, but it wasn't sad. She was a terrorist, regardless of her ideologies, right or wrong. She did fucking kill a bunch of innocent people. So
yeah,
I don't care if you're like fighting. I'll agree with you. Like if you're like, oh, she was right that it's fucked up what they're doing. Yes, but also don't murder random people over it.
exactly.
So she was a bad guy, but they treated her like they were trying to give her like the Killmonger treatment, which Marvel, I guess, just wants to do all the time now, making like the villains kind of like, sentimental. Not sentimental. What's the word? Wait, I want you to feel bad for them and kind of like
relatable.
Relatable. And that's fine, but also like, and then fucking Zemo. What a wasted opportunity. They really, really had him put his mask on for what, 8 seconds?
Yeah.
No one ever talked about it.
That was like the
hey,
3 different times that he put it on equaled like 3 fucking seconds.
3 seconds. And then that whole bit where he was just like running around and like shooting at people and shit, and I was like, okay. And then he just like lets himself get arrested, get taken by Wakandans.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, now he's gone. And he was really good. I do like everything they did with him, making him very interesting. Since I honestly think like him as a full-on just evil villain doing evil stuff is kind of boring, but him as in just kind of like a cracking weird jokes and like giving kids candy and shit, I really enjoyed that. And just like how nobody at all was like, why do you have this big coat on? Well,
yeah.
He was very eccentric, and of course the dance club scene, which went viral, and they released all that stuff. That stuff was all really great to me, and I would honestly kind of rather watch a Baron Zemo show. Which, if they do Thunderbolts, we'll have that. I'll have that wish granted.
That's the thing. Like it to me, that felt like almost like a reserve card. Where it's like, okay, we have like Zemo fleshed out. We could probably do Thunderbolts if we could, like if we want to.
Definitely.
We could probably.
You've got Ross. You've got Ross. You've got U.S. Agent. You could throw in you could easily throw in Punisher as a character to just throw it in there. Who else? And then Baron Zemo obviously would lead the team. Who else was in that stupid team that's MCU related? Somebody shared a picture the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a couple people that could be on there. Oh, and let's talk about how dumb and not at all surprising that Sharon Carter was the power broker.
Right.
I was like out the gate, like as soon as like they went to Madripoor and like she was like, I have all these connections. I looked over everything. I was like, she's the power broker. This is so stupid. Like I was like immediately, she's like, I have all these connections. I was like, okay, it's her. And I was like also dumb because Sharon Carter is like a respected, I feel like a respected character in Marvel Comics. Like she's a legit SHIELD agent, and like now she's a bad guy for no reason. It's not cool.
Yeah, I didn't
It'd be
get
something.
that.
It'd be cool if she was Hydra, but she's just like
right.
she's just like an underworld criminal. And she's also Captain America made out with her.
Mm-hmm.
So he made out with his wife's great niece?
Something like that.
He's down. So Cap was he was a nasty boy, dirty boy. You can't be making out with your.
Out.
I mean, at that point, if you marry her, then it's your great niece, right?
Well,
not by blood, but
the makeout was pre going back and being with.
Right, but like also he knew who she was, right? He knew her last name, and he was also in love with what's her face, and then he was like, "I'm going back in time to get my lady," and then it still exists, even if it's out of timeline. Yeah. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that Captain America is a dirty old pervert.
Captain Sex.
With all that said, like those are a lot of negative things. I will say what I liked about the show. I really liked the Isaiah Bradley stuff. I thought that was really strong. I thought they handled that pretty well. That actor, and then the final scene with the memorial and stuff. That was a nice wrap up. And obviously they set up his grandson as what was that? His character's name is Patriot in the Young Avengers. They're definitely setting up a Young Avengers team too, which is wild. They've got a bunch of those. I'm looking at my notes. Back to that fucking last episode. That 4 minutes conversation that Falcon Cap, what up, fat man, has with the GRC or whatever. And they're like, what do you expect us to do? And he's just like, do better. I was like, oh my God. That's not helpful. Do better. He's like, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And it was like this long-winded fucking thing that just would not end. And I was like, holy shit, this is the exposition time now? Where he's gonna go full like preacher on everybody, like Sunday mass preacher, and like the cameras rolling. I thought that stuff, and that goes to how the show kind of failed on trying to be all of these things at once. He tried to just wrap up all of these loose end themes in that speech, and it just doesn't work because you can't end a bunch of actions and a bunch of character stuff. You can't wrap them up in a nice bow with like words at the end. It has to all be, right. And obviously he can't solve nationalism problems because he's just a guy. Like, and he can't solve race in America because he's just a guy. But they didn't. All of that stuff, that little speech, to me, I was like, okay, whatever. Like, this is fine. It was real corny, and but I think that scene. Basically, my biggest problem with the show was that last episode. I really just think that they didn't stick the landing at all. They should have had another episode.
There you are.
To do a full-on big fight scene that like really felt like these characters were in danger. I never felt like they were gonna die. Did you ever feel like they were in danger, any real danger?
No. It was just a lot of like, oh, he's gonna get the shit kicked out of him, and the bad guy's gonna get away. And then that
I never felt like either of them were like really like. Happen. Yeah, I never thought they were like gonna die. I never felt like he's gonna play Batroc again. Who also great character, shot down by fucking the obvious heel Sharon Carter. Yeah. He's like bang bang bang, he's dead. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was upsetting.
Lame.
But he's simply the leaper, so.
French.
So I was trying to explain his character to Lynn, of like, it's weird that they have him involved in any of this because he was in what, Winter Soldier? Is he at the beginning of Winter Soldier?
Yeah, he was hired. he was hired by Fury. That was the
Yeah.
twist. He was hired by Fury.
So fucking like I was explaining to her, it's like he's the fucking leaper, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" So I pulled him up on Google Images,
Batroc
and
the
I
Leaper.
showed him, yeah. So I
You should
showed
have had that
pictures of him,
outfit on.
and she was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "This is the coolest thing they could have
Doesn't he
ever
have
done
a?
with him."
Doesn't he have like a little mustache?
Yes, absolutely.
That's what they need. That's what was missing. A tiny little um uh cle- stereotype French mustache and a
Oh, it
little
was,
hat.
yeah, like the pointy curly mustache.
Bring that shit up. I would have made that up.
He also has like
But
one of
like
those like eye
Wolverine
masks.
mask.
What do they call those? I call those like Harlequin masks or whatever.
He's got
Just
the
the ones that cover your eyes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got that. Maybe a hood that goes with it. I can't remember. Either way, it's yellow and purple, and it's
What up?
hilarious.
What up, Cyclops fans unite? All the way from Australia watching us. What time is it in Australia? Probably your bedtime. But
I don't know.
those are my
I feel like
those
if
are
it's
my
from
big
Australia,
problems
it's
with the show.
probably poisonous.
That's true.
Whatever time it is. Poison.
They basically overall the show was very entertaining, and I liked a good amount of it. I think that Anthony Mackie is very
Mm-hmm.
likable. He is he's definitely just like he's very good at being like this slick guy from New Orleans kind of vibe, which is what they were really pushing, and it was good. And
Yeah.
he's such a good actor that a lot of the stuff a lot of the cringy stuff he said, and he had to sit through these scenes that are kind of weird. He really helps because he's so good at just being like smooth and believable. He's very
Yeah, so
believable.
he
Like he flew
he
in
was
through the
able to
fucking
maintain
window.
like an every type of vibe.
Yeah, like he flew in the window with the goggle suit on, and it's him, and he was like, "Yeah, it's fine." He's that's totally believable and fine. He's in this outfit, head completely exposed,
What's
totally
up,
fine.
Andy?
Because I was trying to think of like anybody else who could have done it better, and I go back to Winter Soldier and those first scenes with him. People forget how strong those scenes were. With the military stuff, with him working with other soldiers and shit. Very strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely the best part of the show. I like Sebastian Stan, but he unfortunately has to play a character who is like very like serious, Clint Eastwooding all the time and shit. I mean, he did like have those moments like in New Orleans, when he was like hanging out when he got the backyard barbecue pass from everybody in New Orleans, and he got to hang out. So that was nice, but the show is really oh, another hilarious thing about that show. Uh so the show's called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? That's the name of the show, if I'm not mistaken. And so it's about those two characters and their story arcs as one. They kind of transition like into different things, right? Because Bucky is going to therapy and he's trying to put all this stuff behind him. He's got his little book with names and all this stuff he's trying to get done. And he does. He finally goes to that old Japanese guy or whatever and tells him about his son, which was like the last name in his book. And then the end of the show, it's like Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Why wasn't it called Captain America and Bucky? What the fuck? Like he's not the Winter Soldier anymore. He's far out of it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, Bucky. You're still that guy. You didn't
It's like
change your outfit.
the one thing he wants to get away from. Like, nah, nobody's gonna know it's you if we don't say Winter Soldier.
He doesn't have the long hair or the fucking eye makeup anymore. Like, call him Bucky on the show. It should be called.
Yeah,
He doesn't even
have that fucking the arm with the star on it anymore. He's got the cool fucking Wakandan fucking arm.
Yeah, I don't understand. That was such a fuck you to Bucky, like Captain America and the Winter Soldier with a new title. It should have been Captain America and Bucky. Give fucking Bucky did his therapy time. He had some real progress, you know, and it was clear in some of those scenes, evident that he pushed through a lot of issues he was having. So can he just be called Bucky now? Like the show was like,
or can he get like a different cool code name?
His name has to be Bucky. That's his name. Or
code
Buck.
Name Buck.
Buck Bundy. I thought that was icing on like a really funny cake of like, how did you miss that one? Like that to me, that would have been like the most obvious thing. Like, if you were editing that show and then like the writer producer's like, yeah, when you do the last title card, make it say Captain America. And me as the editor, I'm like, shouldn't we change it to Bucky? Somebody should have said it. Like, Bucky. He's
Somebody probably did, and then they got fired.
Oh, but that's just so that was so mean and strange to leave that. And like, unless he just went, because in the comics, I mean, he's not called the Winter Soldier. He's called like Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
He's not the Winter Soldier anymore, so they never gave him another new cool name. Shout out Ed Brubaker, who created all of that character stuff, all of this stuff in the Captain America comics, and doesn't get paid any extra money because as a contract artist, you don't own the characters. You write all this stuff and you create all these things. You don't own any of it, so you don't get any extra money, even though half of the MCU revolves around his fucking ideas in a Captain America comic, which is crazy.
Fucking wild, man.
Don't get in. They should have at least sent him just like a random check. Here's $5 million. Just do it. Like, how much money did you make just off Winter Soldier, the Winter Soldier story arc? Anything to do with that? Just send him $5 million. Wouldn't even hurt your fucking.
Thanks for laying the groundwork. Here's $5 million.
Dude. Gee, and because somebody did an interview with him, and he was like, "Oh, I don't watch a lot of it. It's hard for me to watch because no one even knows I created all this stuff." I was like, "Man, that sucks. That fucking sucks." And that's the curse of like going to work for like.
Are they even putting like his name on that stuff?
Oh, he's like a special thanks and stuff, and like characters created.
Well, that's not me.
He doesn't get extra money, which is what he should get.
Yeah.
He should get a fucking check, man.
I feel like if they're putting his name on shit, even as a special thanks, like that should equal a check.
It should be like, you should just get like a fucking a deposit into his account for like $5 million. Like, here you go. Because that's like not even like, how much money has any MCU movie made, especially like the Captain America movies that revolve so heavily around that Winter Soldier storyline. Civil War, get the fuck out of here. Send the man a check. My God. He came up with all those ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't create Bucky. That's the thing. He didn't create Bucky Barnes. Didn't create the characters. He doesn't own it. But he created like the mythos of the Winter Soldier and all of that stuff. Give him the money. Anyways, those are my thoughts on that show. Most of it was fun. I liked it. I like everything Marvel does to an extent. I just think that they didn't hit the fucking landing with all of the different themes they were trying to really get across.
No, I definitely agree that it was fun to watch. It was. I didn't not want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to not sit down and watch it. Like, that wasn't a thing. Like, I didn't not care about it. So it did its job in like entertaining me.
What up, Draft Pod?
I don't think he's on anymore, is he?
Probably. He got nothing else to do. What do you welcome to Nerdicide. We're gonna break down the NFL draft one by one. Here we go.
Our favorite thing, the NFL.
Speaking of sports, I just want to take a little time to talk about the Phoenix Suns and how amazing my life is right now.
That's true. At least we have about that.
I'm on another fucking level, man. On another level. Like, it's one thing to have your team do better. It's another thing to, like, the Suns have not been to the playoffs in 11 years, and now they are number one in the NBA, and we are already clinched for a playoff spot, but we're also number one. Like, that's kind of an insane turnaround on another level that you just don't see in sports very often, regardless of who it is. You don't come from like
what are they sitting on? Like 35 wins, 45 wins? I don't even know where they are. 45 fucking wins. That is wild.
They're 45. I think they're 45-17 or 45-18. They're actually tied with Utah, but we have the number one spot because that's just the way it works. Hopefully Utah loses again. We are playing the Thunder tomorrow, which we should win. So if the Utah, we're gonna pass them, and I am just like on another fucking planet, like with these games, just screaming. Jazz don't feel playoff legit. I see that stuff, and that's fine. Like, because people are like, oh, once these teams get to the playoffs, it's a different thing, and like, you know, the players who've been there and all that stuff. But we beat honestly, the only problem I see for the Suns is the Nuggets, and then if they were somehow miraculously to the finals, that we would lose to the Nets, because we've only struggled really with the Nets and the Nuggets. We beat the Lakers. We're 2-1 of the Clippers, but I think that we could beat the Clippers in 7. Bron's not 100% though, and he said just yesterday he doesn't think he'll ever be 100% again. I don't think the Lakers are as lethal as they were last year because of LeBron's health. Let's talk about basketball for the rest of the time.
That's what Andy's here for.
I mean, I still think the Nuggets are dangerous, man. They're about to pass the Clippers. If they beat the Clippers, they're honestly, because like the Clippers don't scare me, because I think that Paul George is a fucking hack and he's a choke artist in the playoffs, and Kawhi is doomed. He should have never went on a team with him with such a choker. And what we have is if we are within 6 points in the fourth quarter, we're gonna win, because we have Chris Paul, and Chris Paul has been absolute dominating clutch fourth quarter. He can easily just get 10 points in 5 minutes and win the game. It doesn't matter what anybody else has. We have that. And it's been solid this whole time. And he has playoff experience. He's ice cold. Nobody fucks with him. He's mean. It's like the Suns and then their dad, Chris Paul. Chris Paul is just out there yelling at everyone, keeping everyone in line, just yelling at all the players like he's their dad. Jokic is MVP. It should be Chris Paul. Chris Paul should be MVP. He doesn't have the points that like Jokic has, but like fuck, look what he did to the Suns. Jokic and the Nuggets have been in the playoffs already. Like, it's not a surprise. But like, if they get past first round, because Lakers first round, I think we could cook. I think we could cook the Lakers first. If we played the Lakers first round, cook them. We beat them regular series with LeBron and AD healthy. We beat them. Not scared. And I do know that playoff LeBron is different, but he's also injured now, so it's anybody's game in the West. The East is basically Brooklyn. Whoever has to play those fucking Space Jam monsters. I hate Kevin Durant. I hate Kyrie Irving, and I hate James Harden. I'm not worried about Philly. We cooked Philly too with Joel Embiid healthy. Cook them. We'll cook them all. I'm not worried about these fools. The Nets are just like the Nets are some awful rebranding of the Warriors, but worse with more unlikable players somehow. But I'm on fucking cloud 9 and nobody can tell me anything because the Suns are number one, and even if we're only number one for like a couple of days, we're fucking number one after not going into the playoffs for 11 fucking years. We're number one. Is there ever been such a wild turnaround? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. Maybe like a LeBron Cavs. When LeBron came under the Cavs. I don't know what their record was pre-LeBron, but like I'm sure when they went, they were probably absolute garbage, and then he took them right to the playoffs at least. That's probably a pretty good thing, but like I'm just so fucking happy, man. Number one with like 12 games left. Okay, you sound like I heard dumbass comments like that a week ago when we had the toughest fucking road schedule in the NBA and we came out on top of it. So we only lost games to like the terrible teams. The Suns have this amazing ability to play better against better teams, and we play worse against shitty teams. But we're not gonna play any shitty teams in the playoffs. We're not gonna play these bunk ass teams. We're gonna play good teams, and then we're gonna bounce off of that. I think I see us second round and then out. I meant that in a good way, asshole. I don't know what totally is. Well, you should have put an LOL at the end. This makes it sound like you're being sarcastic. I'm going to try to flip over 1 second, see if we can try it. I don't know if the house internet is going to be any better.
Hasn't been yet.
We'll see. Probably not. But like, I like, and what's really fun because like, you know, through the course of my dating Rosina, she was not a big basketball person, or she didn't really pay attention. She's from the Bay, so the Warriors were popping, you know, obviously when we started dating already. And I've always been a LeBron fan, just because of the Ohio shit, and but I was never a Cavs fan. I was always a Suns fan. So to be like a lifelong, anybody who's been a lifelong fan of a really fucking terrible team, to finally see them be amazing, or not just amazing but good. Like, we have not been good since Steve Nash was on our team, which was 11 goddamn years ago. Okay, it's a long time.
That's hilarious.
I was way better looking back then, and lots of things were different. It's like, it's the highlight of my life right now. And if I could get a fucking Devin Booker jersey, it would make my day, but they're sold out online. I'm gonna go pee. Hey, you're not spinning. Do a dance.
Awesome.
Oh, you're spinning. I jinxed it. I'm gonna be right back.
Yep. What's up, Andy? I tried tuning in for you and Ben talking draft stuff, But I don't know anything about anything when it comes to that shit, so I had no point of reference for any of it. Same with Justin talking about basketball. I have no point of fucking reference for any of it. I only knew that the Suns had like 45 wins because of the stat he posted on Twitter. So, yeah. I haven't tried to watch basketball games since like fucking 90 something. You do know a lot, man. You know a lot about sports. You have like this weird ability that like Wes has, where you just like remember names and shit about people, and I can't do it.
No. All right, I'm back.
Cool.
I really talked sports on our stuff, but several people said I should do it Tuesday. We'll be back. Dick jokes on the pod. I'm gonna go back to Wi-Fi. All right. Tonight's episode is once again sponsored by Truly Lemonade.
Truly lemonade.
Yeah, I'm off the iced tea just because. Although, was that this Zach dude's birthday party last week, and somebody had a Truly lemonade, like a huge fucking like tall boy, huge one. I was like, that's all I need is one of those for the next stream. I'm gonna find one of those. Because all the flavors inside the box are garbage. I only like the lemonade, the mango, strawberry. Oh.
Yeah, those are garbage.
Gross, but I like the regular lemonade tea.
Lynn was given a box of, I think they're called Vizzy. Just like another brand of fucking flavored seltzer water fucking drink shit.
There's so many.
But there was a blueberry lemonade in there that was super fucking good.
I want to start off the second half of Nerdicide with this giant, horrible thing.
Love it. I love it.
This Mondo. I don't have a second mouth nearby, but he does have a second mouth, which is just like a frowny face. It's got the does spin in his little thing here.
That's super cool.
I only bought this because this is wild overpriced, if you ask me. But I had like a $15 Target gift card, and I was just like, I saw it, and I was like, there you go. I would never pay full price for this, but I got it cheap, so I was like, all right.
Well, with that Hulu series coming out, I'm sure that'll go up a little bit.
I also had that in mind, like this is going to be a pretty hot item when that show comes out. I got some other toys if you're interested. Well, I got this. I rolled into a fucking... I never go into GameStop because usually they have nothing. And plus their stuff is always like, what, like a couple bucks more?
Yeah.
But I've missed every... Like, when this one hit Targets, it just not there. I finally got the fucking Bizarro.
God damn it. That's like the only one.
Which is funny, when I put it on here, it reverses the S and makes it look right, but it's supposed to be But like hilarious. This one is like in Target and GameStop only right now. It's eventually going to get into Walmart and Best Buy, but I was too impatient to wait. I saw it in GameStop for a couple bucks more, and I was like, I really want this fucker.
Yeah.
Because it's the face sculpt, man, is so good.
Yeah.
It's got big Frankenstein vibes.
Yeah.
And I like that they made the suit still look clean and legit, but he's just like an ugly guy in a Superman outfit. I love it. What else? I can't remember if I did this last time. I got the John Stewart Green Lantern.
Oh, sweet.
I really like this figure a lot. I saw it and I was like, it's way cleaner and nicer in person than I've seen on photos. He's got the
Did
big
you get
green gun.
the Joker head fucking Nightwing?
No, I saw that at GameStop too, but I'm not gonna get that one. I'm passing on that one. But they probably have it at GameStop if you want it.
Yeah, that's where I saw it last
Yeah,
weekend.
I passed on it because I already have the black and red, and I was like, I don't really want the spooky face. I got the other version of this Todd McFarlane Batman, which I already had the main gold label one from Walmart. This one is the only difference is that the black is blue. It's hard to tell, but it's like a dark blue. And that's pretty much the only difference in the other one.
Weird. I
wish I would have kept the other one in the box to keep it in the box and then just open this one, but that's what happens when you do things out of order. I also got these hilariously awful Buffy toys from a company called Best Action. These are real bad, but
oh boy,
you can't really. I don't know if you can see the face of the glare, but it's on another level horrible. It doesn't look like Sarah Michelle Gellar at all. But I like the idea from a distance. You kind of get that it's Buffy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna open them or not because honestly, having the picture of her next to it helps. It's like, oh, it's just some blonde. And then, of course, I got the angel to go with it, which she's in full Twilight face there.
Beautiful.
And I was like, these are just some cheapo things I saw. And I was like, I love, this is the best, funniest part. Incredible sculpt details. Okay, when? Where? Not here. Those are my toy updates. And I also got this pin.
Nice.
Called the Leviathan Ram.
That's really cool.
And and I got the pin that I've been looking for 2 years or more straight. It's a Black Phillip pin.
Yeah.
It's the Cat Coven. This is their first Black Phillip they ever did. I was trying to find this for so long, and somebody finally listed it on eBay for $10, and I got it immediately. It's like the simplest design, but it's one of the best Black Phillip pins. And
I was trying to figure out which one you were talking about.
I'm just like, I saw it, no hesitation, bought it. I can't believe that I have it. I've been looking for that shit for like 2 years on like pin boards and like all these like pin trading sites. Nobody has it. I sent messages to people who had the pin on Instagram that they would sell it. They said no.
Right on.
And now I have it, and it's all over with.
I picked these up at a flea market.
Whatever you're showing, I can't see because you're spinning circles.
I know you can't see it, but I'm going to show them anyway. I basically pulled the trigger on them because I was essentially getting one free for the price that I got them at. So I was kind of excited about that. But I'm not like, super stoked.
Great detail.
I got the Venomized Captain America figure. And then I got the Carnage figure.
Oh. I look forward to seeing it later when I do the edit.
That was from the Venom Pool Build-A-Figure set. I'm probably going to open these.
You should.
Like these will be like the ones that I actually open. Because I have some Spider-Man stuff up here on the shelf with like my X-Men stuff. So I'll probably put them up there with those. Just so I don't have like a bunch of boxes still.
I also did get one other thing. I got the...
Oh, shit. Nice.
Black Series. Also a GameStop find. These were in Target and Walmart. I've never seen them in either of those places, but It was the same
That's
price
fucking.
at GameStop. I actually bought this for Chris through the Disney store like a month and a half ago. I had sent it to him. I bought it. I saw it right away. It came up on there, and they had a free shipping deal, and I was like, let's go buy Chris. I owe him a bunch of money, so I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna slowly pay him back his money in toys.
Hey.
And I was like, I know, like, because I know how people are. People who aren't collectors who like stuff. Like Chris likes Boba Fett, but he's not on the internet trying to find toys.
Right.
This would come and go, and he would never fucking see. Like, he would never even know what happened. He has like Black Series stuff randomly, but like, I was like, I just sent it to him. And I was like,
yeah,
because it's not super expensive, so I was like, here. And then when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have one too.
Oh yeah.
So I can put him in the back with my Mando, which is right there.
Right on.
He's right there. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna get the April O'Neil NECA figure. I think there's like a whole other week of pre-orders. They have it up for pre-order for 2 weeks. I'm gonna decide on Monday.
When did they do that Mondo Gecko?
What?
They posted a picture the other day, and there was a bunch of stuff in boxes, and then I can't remember what was on top of it, but there was a Mondo Gecko, and I don't remember
all of those
seeing that.
cartoon characters are getting releases. They're releasing so many of those cartoon character villains. I don't even know who they are. I don't know. I don't remember them at all. And most of these characters from the show, I don't remember them at all. So like there are frogs and all kinds of stuff. I don't know who any of them are. I was wild. I actually ran into the Baxter. They must have been hidden on a shelf somewhere. I ran into the Baxter Splinter 2-pack cartoon at Target the other day. I didn't buy it because I don't buy those cartoon ones. The only cartoon one I have is the Metalhead, which I'm waiting for it to go up on value more so I can flip it.
Well, that Mondo Gecko one's probably the only one that I would get from that cartoon series. Maybe the Krang.
I would have bought, if I would have seen that Turtles in Disguise box set, I would have bought it. But apparently that was the most scalped item of all time because like people were just like going to the stores and buying all of them the second.
I believe it.
Because
anything where they're all in the same package together makes sense that it would just fucking go. I fucking hate that shit so fucking much. I really fucking hate it.
Sucks. And that's why like when NECA does do the pre-orders, you have to like do it. Like when they did the Toka and Razor like pre-order.
Yeah.
Because those are you're never gonna get those for anything less than $100. So you have to do the pre-order.
Yeah, I'm really mad that I didn't fucking do that.
That one, which I still have not even.
I was like right there when that fucking started, like the day that fucking started. Like I just caught it at the right time, and I was like, oh, I could totally fucking do this, and I didn't. I just didn't do it.
I'm in the place now where like I am selling a good amount of stuff. Like I pick up things randomly, and it helps to not have a job. So I go to Target and stuff random times, and most people can't go. So I've been buying things and selling them, and then making a little bit of money to pay for the toys that I do want. So I've been able to kind of stay in the green with a lot of these releases in that way, which is I don't consider myself a full scalper because I'm not waiting at Target at like 8 a.m. when they open to like run inside or anything. But if I see something and I know it's like I can get like 10, 15 extra bucks for it, I do it. And I don't feel that bad about it because I've paid more for stuff that I really like. If there was something out that I really wanted, and it wasn't available anywhere else, I would pay the extra money to get it, and that's what people do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. The problem with those fucking 4-packs. I just sold that second the mutagen tour. That actually took me for a long time to sell that second one. I'm sure there was a part of you that was hoping that you would get it someday, but
No,
I sold it.
I didn't expect that.
I sold it because I was like, I need this money, man. And finally, somebody made me the offer of what I wanted for it, and I was like, okay. I was very happy about that to get rid of that second one. But it does suck that you can't, as just like a casual collector, there's just no such thing anymore.
Yeah.
If you don't get the pre-orders in the first few hours that they're online, you're not going to get the online order. And then you have to try to get them in store. And if you don't get them in store, you're never going to fucking see them. And that's really, really shitty. Just for like people who like just want like one or two things a year. You just can't casually go roll into a store and be like, I kind of want these turtles. Nope, you can't have them. You're never.
I really feel like NECA is in a position to basically just say fuck all the scalpers and just make a decent amount of these fucking things. They know they're gonna fucking sell them. Make your fucking money. Make your fucking money. Don't let somebody make secondhand fucking money off of your bullshit.
And then you're selling collector's items. The fucking Walmart and Target that they don't have the CAPTCHA shit on the pages. So if you have an exclusive, a NECA exclusive on Walmart, it sells out in 3 seconds because of the bots. The bots buy out like 100 orders.
Yeah.
And you don't get any of it. And that's like that. And they have been doing more and more like 2-week long pre-orders on the site, but it has been for stuff that less people want. I was actually in Walmart yesterday or Thursday. I actually saw the Splinter and Shredder 2-pack. I saw 2 of them. I've never seen any NECA stuff in my Walmart because I have the rattiest, grossest Walmart in the world where everything is locked away in cages. And the fact that they had 2 of them, I was like, to me, said that NECA or the demand for some of the stuff has gone down because that I would have never seen those just casually like on a random Thursday.
Right.
But I have both those figures individuals, so I didn't really need it.
And I know I said it on here before. It's just like the ones that I'm closest to don't have cool shit at all. If they ever
at least
do,
you have
a rarity. But the Target does. Target, I can go get NECA stuff at.
Yeah, Target's popping NECA stuff. At least you have this coming to you eventually.
Fuck yeah. Love it.
So that's better than a NECA. I just found out that the fucking Super 7 store is in SF, and I could just go into the city and buy any of these at any time.
No shit.
Yeah, it's right in the Mission District of SF. Because I was watching when my mom was here. You know that there's that show on Amazon called A Toy Store Near You, and they it's just a series about different toy stores all over the country. And they filmed it during last year, like during the pandemic, so a lot of it is about the pandemic affecting these stores. But they did an episode about the Super 7 store, and it's like right in SF. I was like, motherfucker. I was like, I could go in there and get the Ed 209 anytime I want.
What's that called?
It's called A Toy Store Near You. It's a docu. They've done 2 seasons. I think there's maybe like 10 or 12 episodes, maybe 10. And it's just like different toy stores all over the country. I actually found out about another store in Santa Rosa, which is about an hour and a half away. I'm gonna check that out eventually because it looks like a dope ass place.
Well, I'm gonna watch that shit.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's just like it's kind of depressing because like I said, they shot a lot of the episodes I think all of the episodes during the start of the shutdown. So a lot of it's just like, oh, we're selling online now, so we don't like lose everything. And it's fucking sad, but cool stores. And they obviously they did some like bigger ones that maybe you've heard of, like what's the one in Indiana, that big fucker? Fuck. There's a couple like that I had already heard of, that huge toy stores that we don't have in California. But it's definitely a good show. I think the episodes are like a half hour long. It's a good burn through if you're bored. You just like look at toys and look at people who have toy stores. There was one that's actually like the store that I wanted to do, like with Josh Nine. We'd always talk about how we wish we had like a toy store that was sold vinyl and like action figures. And there was an episode in this new season that was a store like that. It's in Chicago, where they sell like vinyl records and then they sell like toys and stuff. I was like, God damn it!
I think I know what that place is.
That's what I wanted to do.
Shit.
But
I'm gonna have to watch it because I think I might have been there before.
I would love to go to a lot of these places. Is it Kokomo? Is it Kokomo Toys in Indiana? Yeah, it has to be, because Kokomo, Indiana. I think that's it. Huge fucking toy store in Indiana, Kokomo Toys. How would you feel about an Arkham Asylum, a serious house, and a serious Joker approach on the Battison trilogy? That's a layered question. I'm gonna have to use my brain. Arkham Asylum. I never played those games, so I don't know anything about it, to be quite honest with you. But I am looking forward to the Robert Pattinson Batman movie more than I'm looking forward to most things. I think, was it Matt Reeves? I think he's a fucking genius. It's a comic. Arkham Asylum, a serious house on a serious earth, Joker approach on the Battison trilogy. I'm not familiar. Or maybe I am, and I've just had too many drinks. It's also that. Sometimes my brain doesn't, or it's like I read so many comics and then I don't know the titles of like the story arcs. People like, because X-Men people always blow up my DMs with shit, and they're like, "What did you think about this thing that happened in issue 187?" And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't remember. I'm an old man. It's an older one. I got you, bud. Send me the link. DM me the link and refamiliarize me or introduce it to me. Either way. I'd be happy to check it out. Arkham Asylum, a serious house on a serious earth. Approaching the Battison trilogy. I hope that the Battison gets a trilogy. At this rate, with all the fucking people who are so horny for the Snyderverse, I don't know what Warner Brothers is gonna do. I hope that what I really hope happens is that this new Batman movie is so fucking good that all of these people just forget all about like Bulldog Batman and all of his dumb things that he does.
Fuck yeah.
I hope that they just go, oh, that's right, you can have a really good director do Batman. somebody who understands like story and character, not just like a bunch of visuals.
Yeah.
Then DMs open. I got something to say. My DMs are always open, mostly for Cyclops toys. So if you want to send a picture of your Cyclops toy, wink, 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 wink. It does look really good. That Batman trailer, and I was very indifferent about the Nirvana song, because I was like, and I know that that's because it's a teaser, and in the trailer they're not going to use a Nirvana song. So like for him to go, right. I get why he wanted to do it, like because he's not going to get the chance to do that in like the main trailer when the main trailer gets released, to have like a song like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, you do whatever you want in the teaser. But man, just the little bits, the little pieces, the little sprinkles, I was like, okay, give me a fucking noir Batman where he's actually doing detective work, but he's also like off his fucking hinges. And not in a corny Snyder way where he just like drinks by his bed at night in his fucking see-through mansion and shit. Give me like a guy who's really on fucking edge, but also still able to hold his moral compass, and like a Daredevil. Give me the Daredevil that we got in the Netflix show. They were able to do that so well, where he was like a guy who was clearly had his shit together, but did not have his shit together, kept his moral compass completely the whole time, regardless of everything that's happened, but also brutal and also smart. I need my Batman to be fucking smart.
That's the thing, like, with that Daredevil was, he knew that he wasn't going to kill these guys, but he could go, like, beat them to almost death. Like, if that's what it was going to take. And that was fun to see. Like you said, like, and then he's got to, like, oh, I got to do lawyer shit.
Yeah.
Besides this.
That showed, other than I don't remember the blonde girl character's name, who was terrible. That show really, they did such a good job of doing that balance. Give me Bruce Wayne on Coke. Just watch 1989 Batman. I'm sure Keaton was like lining it up. You tell me Michael Keaton wasn't doing rails in 1988 when they were filming that shit? He's probably coked out of his mind.
Can you imagine having Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton together?
Oh my god, they were coked out of their goddamn minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably laughed and had such a good time looking through Tim Burton's like photo album full of naked children. Oh buddy. You made me do it. You guys brought it up.
If Michael Keaton didn't like finish each rail, like coming up with fucking like straw still in his fucking nose going, I'm Batman. Fucking, then what has he ever done with his life? Yeah, I'm Batman.
What if I'm hanging upside down like a bat? That's a Coke idea. It's a Coke idea. I'm trying to bring that shit to Christopher Nolan's set. I dare you.
Oh, it's incredible.
Fucking dare you. Coke idea. And then, the 91. I am sad that they never got to finish. I would have liked to see one more Tim Burton thing. I always like to see if filmmakers get to actually finish their, like, vision of stuff. Like, I think it's nice that Snyder got to finish his shit. It's just still not that great. Like, it's great. It's great that he got to do it. He got to complete his vision, which is important for filmmakers. But he's also like a hack who he's just the living embodiment of like a Chad human being who only thinks stuff looks cool and doesn't care.
And in like the grand scheme of things, he's the one that I feel like didn't deserve it.
He was as close as he was going to get to it with Man of Steel, and then after that he just flew the coop, as they say. Because he had a pretty grounded thing in that movie where he was setting up a mythology of this Superman and all of this stuff, and he did some things right. And then in Batman Superman, he's just like, nah, I'm gonna bring in Batman, and he brands people because he's really burnt out of being Batman. He brands people, okay?
Yeah.
He also is a fucking moron. He doesn't understand the simplest things going on. Okay. Anyways, we don't need to go into full Snyder, but I do look forward to the Pattinson.
Andy is asking if there was one director you'd want to see put their spin on DC movie, who would it be? I want to see Del Toro do fucking Justice League Dark.
Yeah, I mean, he was close. He was pretty close.
Yeah. I wanted
that. He would also do a really good Swamp Thing. I feel like any of the
Absolutely.
monster characters, Grundy,
Demon.
oh yeah. If I had to pick, let me think. I have to really think about this because I really want. I
Or fuck
really,
that, or just like Constantine would be fucking awesome. Or like Hellblazer, the Hellblazer stories for Constantine.
trying to think of like directors who are popping who could really bring some shit. Um, I know it sounds ridiculous or a little on the nose, but I think a Spielberg Superman movie would be something worth, because if there's anybody who can pull off the sci-fi stuff and all of the action, but also make it very Boy Scouty and after school, especially the way Spielberg does with like E.T. and his those kinds of movies he's done, it would be him. I think his Superman would feel a little dated, but Superman should feel a little dated. I feel like I would definitely line up for a Spielberg Superman. I think. And
There
I
you
keep
go.
going back to J.J. Abrams, and I'm just like, can we just be done with J.J. Abrams and his fucking snap zooms and lens flares, and just thinking that he's like he's the only go-to guy for stuff. I think you need to go back to some older directors. I mean, just go like stop trying to get young guys. I get what you're trying to do, get fresh ideas, but with a classic character, I think it might benefit to have somebody who's made 30 fucking movies, who's not gonna try to like, remake the wheel. Superman is not a character that you need to like. You need to get what Superman is, right? You don't need to reinvent Superman.
Right.
I think Batman's open to different interpretations because he's an interesting character because he has a lot of layers. He's a detective, he's been a samurai, he's a crime fighter, he's all these different things. He's a billionaire. Superman is like a guy who plays dressed up as a reporter, but he's like just a really good person who just wants to do good things. And he's godlike strong. And I think Spielberg could handle that pretty well. I really do. You take in some of the action sequences and the set pieces that he's done for like Minority Report and like War of the Worlds. Yeah, exactly. Superman isn't that layered. That's why he's like a Captain America. It's like he shows up, you know that he's not gonna try to like do anything crazy, sacrifice anyone's lives. He just wants to like be good and help and fix things. Yeah. I don't know why they never went to him. I mean, it seems pretty obvious. He's too busy making musicals now. And Indiana Jones, whatever the fuck, 6? 5? 6?
Apparently he's not. I think he's just executive producer on that now.
What, Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Damn, watching poor old Harrison Ford at the Oscars, I was like, they're really gonna make this guy run around in the fucking hat again?
Sure are.
He's so fucking old, man, and also makes me sad because I don't want those guys to get to age.
Right.
I don't want Harrison Ford to get old and die. That's like sad. Um, I don't want him running around all old in a movie. He'll just the whole time I'll be watching, I'll be like, I'm gonna die too. We're all gonna die. That's what I'll be
Maybe they'll
thinking
just
the
have
whole
him
time.
drive around him.
The Oscars were rough. It had some good moments, but if the Oscars don't have Guillermo del Toro there, they're not a good time, to be quite honest. Because he really brings some light.
Oh, also, I don't know who I would want to direct it, but I want a Martian Manhunter movie. I do want that.
Martian Manhunter again, Spielberg.
You know what? I want Brian De Palma to do Martian Manhunter.
I want Woody Allen to do
Ew.
it. I want Martian Manhunter to be very an anxiety-ridden Jewish man in New York City. What I want, and also like a secret pedophile. That's my dream casting.
This is one of those things that you can't see me doing it, but I'm just shaking my head at you.
A lot of pedo directors in the conversation tonight. Tim Burton, Woody Allen.
It's always those two. Specifically, Tim Burton.
Jordan Peele. Superhero movie. I don't know. Luke Cage.
I think he would do a good actually.
And I'm not pairing them up because of the black thing, but I think when you have such a prominent, strong black character like a Luke Cage, like I wouldn't be like immediately like if we're doing a Spawn movie, I wouldn't go Jordan Peele just because Spawn is black. But to do a character Luke Cage who is basically like an exploitation character, to bring him into a big budget situation, I would definitely trust Jordan Peele to do that for sure. And it still bums me out to this day that Luke Cage has been left out of the MCU because he should have been running around Wakanda fighting Thanos aliens.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. He should have been the first one, probably outside of Daredevil, but he should have been the first one that crossed over into the movie.
They're like, oh, we don't have any black, like the only, and that's the thing, like Black Panther is a black dude, but like he's also a king. So his character is not super relatable. Killmonger was more relatable than T'Challa. Luke Cage is like your dude around the block who like helps like old ladies and like will beat the fuck out of like people. Like Luke Cage is the guy. He's your other Hawkeye. He's your humanity. He's the guy you want there. Like he's the guy you want reacting to the fucking alien shit too. Like he's just a guy in a t-shirt and jeans. Like what are we doing here? Like that's the humanity you want. You want a Luke Cage, and I really think if I had to like fault MCU stuff and find things I really didn't like about it, that's one of my biggest ones is like Luke Cage, especially, and like the new Avengers books and Avengers comics in general in the last 15, 20 years, where like Luke Cage has been so prominent in those comics. I was like, why wasn't he? He should have been one of the first ones picked in those lineups. Because like again, War Machine, relatable and sort of if you're in the military background, but most people don't have military backgrounds that are also generals and like Air Force captains and shit. Luke Cage, to me, is more relatable than most of the characters, even Hawkeye. Because he's just a guy from the neighborhood who is super strong and has thick skin. Like, he should have been pummeling aliens' faces and cracking fucking jokes. And also, like, having sex with all the female characters. Duh. That's the fucking... That's what was missing from those movies is
that's good math. Could you imagine if Luke Cage went up to Black Widow and was like, "Hey, I know you can't have sex with Bruce Banner because he'll split you in half, but I'll only sort of split you in half."
Jeez Louise, we just got an R rating on this live stream. Good. Give me Luke Cage fight, like getting a punch in on Thanos. Give me that. God damn. Yeah, I mean they have a chance now, like with bringing in Daredevil. I don't know if they're gonna bring in a lot of the other of those Netflix people, but they're bringing in Daredevil and Spider-Man. So hopefully they have to. They have to understand that that's a very popular character, and what happened to those Netflix shows kind of sucks because Luke Cage and Daredevil were really strong shows.
Yeah.
The second season of Luke Cage was fantastic. The first season was kind of meh. The last few episodes kind of were pretty cringy, but the second season was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Same with Daredevil. Well, the third season, so good. Second season, eh. Third season, so good. Give me Luke Cage. We should have Joe Russo on and yell at him about it. You're not the right Joe Russo, but you got the same name. Deal with
Make
it.
it happen. Just tell him to show up on set to any of the movies and demand Luke Cage.
What else were we going to talk about? Are we really going to talk about Mortal Kombat? I don't really have anything to say about it other than it was real bad.
Yeah, I mean...
I remember thinking, like, what the fuck? I was like, first of all, they made the main character a character that does not exist in the games.
Right.
What an absolute blunder. Like a duh, like the duhest of duh things to do. And then, refresh my memory. So, like, I remember when that movie ended, I was like, so they don't have a tournament the whole movie. There's no tournament.
Okay, so here's the thing. Everybody's saying that shit. There was no tournament. There was no tournament. No tournament. There was supposed to be one, but the whole thing of the movie is Shang Tsung, the bad guy, is trying to stop the tournament from happening.
Yeah, I understand the very simple plot of what he was trying to do.
Yeah, so he succeeds in stopping the tournament by killing some of these people and completely distracting them. So, in that aspect, it makes sense that there is no tournament. People wanted the tournament because that's the premise of the goddamn game, is that you're in a fucking tournament. But I just got Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm playing that. There's no fucking tournament. There's no tournament in that fucking game.
Okay, well, you're talking
as far as main story.
You're talking to somebody. The last Mortal Kombat game they played was Mortal Kombat 2. And you know what was in that one? The tournament.
There was a tournament. I get it, but I'm saying where they are now, story modes with these fucking games. There's no fucking tournament. They're just.
Why can't there be a tournament? Was there no tournament in the 90s one? I don't remember the 90s one.
No, there was definitely a tournament in that. There was a tournament.
Christopher Lambert I think he did this one at one point with some lightning finger. That's all I remember. And I remember the really awful CG reptile, which I would love. Yeah. I love that they were like, you know what we should do with this one? A CG reptile. People loved it the first time. I swear, you get these motherfuckers in a room and you're just like, it's like, sometimes I just feel like they should just call a random person on the phone. Like the writers of this movie go, I just dial a random number in the phone book. It's like, you remember the old Mortal Kombat movie? Do you remember the reptile was like a CG thing? Was that cool? And the guy on the phone's like, oh no, that's stupid. And like, okay, goodbye. And then you just rewrite your fucking scripts based on that one call. Like, what are you doing?
So Andy's saying every MK game he ever played had tournaments also, which I understand to a certain point. They got. I feel like I'm trying to defend a piece of shit that I don't care about either.
Yeah, you are.
But when you're playing the game, there's
in the comments playing devil's advocate.
They got to a certain point where they started doing the towers. That became the tournament that you could play in the game outside of a story mode. So you would go almost like playing in the arcade where you would just go up a tower of the characters until you got to the top, and then that's how you played the tournament mode or the arcade mode. But
this is why I don't play games.
Because that shit still exists now. Like that's how you play it now. You can either like play like a single fight, or you can go play like a tower mode,
I just
or you
think
can play online.
that like because I see people defending it, like, which is always that same argument, which I hate. Well, it's like, it's just a dumb, it's dumb. So like, it's a dumb game. It's a movie based on a dumb game, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that argument works. I don't think that argument works anymore. Anything post 2008, where you have a movie like Caliber, I really think that I call it the Dark Knight effect. The Dark Knight effect basically says that you can take a guy, a psychotic billionaire, and he dresses up like a bat and make it an Oscar level movie. And you don't
Right.
saying like the content is dumb, therefore the movie should be dumb is a dumb fucking argument to me, because yes, it can be just dumb fun where they're just like murdering people and there's violence or whatever. But you can
Well, yeah.
also
Like,
take those things,
do you
those
want to
elements, and
settle for
also
a
make
dumb
it
piece of
into a
shit?
cohesive fucking story that is interesting and engaging enough to be good. And the real issue with that Mortal Kombat movie was like, so they cast really good Japanese, Chinese actors or whatever, and then all of the American characters were like, who are these fucking people? Why were they
Yeah.
so bad? And I kept seeing like people talk about the Kano guy as he was carrying the movie, and it was really good. He was fucking terrible too. What?
Mm-hmm.
He was not good or funny. That's some fucking 14-year-old boy shit. That was the most 90s part about it, was that Kano shit. I was like, this feels like the original to me, watching this Kano character talk. I was like, am I watching a movie from 1995? This is how this guy feels. He's like written and directed
His
by a
dialogue was
person
the only
from 20 years ago.
his dialogue outside of like all the gore stuff. His dialogue was the only reason they got that R rating. Was so he could say shit like that.
It was so bad. And I wasn't expecting like a great movie. I
Him
wasn't
and Cabal.
expecting
Like
it.
Cabal's fucking lines are hokey as fuck.
And then
Where he's just like, ugh,
the
it was
dude,
bad.
the dude who's like what, the great grandson of Scorpion or whatever, he just like kills that fucking, what is it, Goro?
Goro, yeah.
He just kills him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking nobody. And he's
Like
like,
Goro is like in the game was like always the like second to last fucking fight. Like
I thought
that
Goro was
shit was
supposed to be like this universe champion. Prince Goro can beat so many people, and he gets stunned in like a fucking backyard of some rural town by some
yeah.
nobody. I was like, his
Like
power
literally
is
got
that
it.
he has a gold chest. Get out of here with this shit. I was like, what am I? And I was so, and thankfully, my girlfriend fell asleep, because if Rosina was awake, she would have been even more annoyed. But I was like, we gotta get our Arcana. I was like, yo, this was written by human adults. I was like, this was written by human adults. They're like, yeah, we want them to say these things out loud. Okay, sure. Yeah, and then Sonya Blade, that actress, holy shit, terrible. The Jax actor, oh my god, awful. That dude who played Scorpion's great grandson, awful. Kano, awful. Yeah. And what they really failed on was their best actor was the dude who played fucking Scorpion. He's barely in the goddamn movie. He gets a great opening, and that opening really sets you up for fucking failure, because they really do set it up as like, this is a serious, this is a real fucking movie. Has a real actor. This is real nice production design. And then they immediately like, no, just kidding. It's fucking trash. We're going to like this fucking junkyard now. It's like, we're going to a junkyard where we have the fucking It's Always Sunny fucking layout plans on the wall. And it's like, oh, we figured out the Mortal Kombat from all of this old lore.
They did it.
I'm like, oh my god.
It really felt like I'm on a plane to go on vacation, and I'm going somewhere really cool. Like you said, it starts off so nice, and then it's just immediate fucking nosedive.
Yeah, it
into
nosedives into a fucking
the
Sci-Fi
most
Channel movie
ridiculous dog shit.
immediately. You immediately go from like, hey, this is a real fucking movie to, oh, this is a straight-to-video Sci-Fi Channel. This is a fucking Sharknado.
Yeah.
We're getting Sharknado
I
vibes.
did think
Heavy.
the kid that played Liu Kang was pretty good.
That's the one he's getting roasted the most on the internet, though, because everyone's so horny for the old one from the 90s. We can all just say without question that the Mortal Kombat theme song from the 90s is the best thing that's ever happened outside of the video game. Like I said, I don't play the games, so I don't really care. I'm not going to critique the games because it's like whatever, I don't know. But I will say that the Mortal Kombat theme song slaps. Slapped in the 90s, it slaps now. And honestly, they should have just played that in the background through this whole new movie. And maybe I would have thought it was better if they just played it nonstop on a loop. Because it just lives in my fucking head. It's just like, it's just there. I don't even care about Mortal Kombat, but I know that jam, that fucking jam 90s classic. The opening felt like a different movie. It did. It really did. It was such a cock tease of a movie that doesn't exist. He's like all just like carrying buckets of water and shit, and you're like, oh, this is a real thing. They're really gonna get into this.
There's a part in that movie where I can't remember. I think it's right after they fight Sub-Zero in that fucking room, and Scorpion like takes his mask off, puts it back on, immediately takes it back off to start talking again, and it's like, just fucking leave it off, dude. Leave it the fuck off.
He was pretty little. He was a little guy. I mean, shout out to that actor. I don't know his name, but he's a fantastic actor. Tons of movies.
Yeah.
But he was a very small man. He's a very small man.
I was
but
very
like,
confused
wasn't like the Scorpion. I feel like in the 90s, like the Scorpion and Sub-Zero. To me, they looked Mexican. I don't remember what their ethnicities were, but they didn't seem very Japanese or Chinese. They seemed like just random guys in outfits. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And I was like really thinking about rewatching the first one, but I never got around to it.
I almost watched it today.
I don't remember the second one at all.
Well, they're both on HBO Max, so.
Nice. I got my plans tonight, bro. Actually, tonight I'm gonna watch.
I will probably go watch one of them.
Ooh, I gotta pee, and then I gotta talk about something really great. Hold on.
Radical. Girls with way too much makeup and bows smiling while fake punching to that song. Is that something you witnessed, Andy? Oh, every high school dance competition. I didn't see that before. That makes more sense now. Yeah, I have a very funny story I'll have to tell you sometime about the Mortal Kombat song and girls dancing. It was pretty great. It's like me and my older brother's favorite. Like memory together. I will say I stayed up to watch Mortal Kombat like when it was like, what was that? Thursday night into Friday or whatever. Like I stayed up to specifically watch it like as soon as it came on, and I fell asleep.
Okay, I'm back.
Next.
What's your favorite superhero? What's my favorite superhero? It's right here, my God. Cue the Mortal Kombat. Fat Man Beyond. I was gonna ask a question. they're doing the terrible Flashpoint movie. I mean, I'm not saying I know it's going to be terrible, but probably won't be great. But because they're just doing an excuse to have Michael Keaton back in that fucking rubber outfit, coked out of his mind. Hopefully, just snorting rails again like 1989 all over again, baby. I hope they hang him upside down. I hope he says all kinds of wild shit, like, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts. Would you rather have it, since they're doing multiverse Batman's in the movie, this is a question for the audience, huh? Would you rather have them, would you rather have, because if for me, I know what I'd pick, would you rather have Ben Affleck, Batman, pop up? Or would you rather them somehow pull some strings to get Christian Bale in the bat suit as another multiverse Batman pop in versus aka Ben Affleck Fat Man, aka Bulldog? I would easily send Ben Affleck to Dunkin' Donuts and get Christian Bale in there for a cameo. 3 minutes of Bale over a full movie of Ben Affleck. Give me that.
I like to think of Ben Affleck's Batman as the beer barrel Batman.
He's very thick. He's a thick boy with 2 C's. He's just standing around. He literally can't even touch his waist. He's just like this. He's like this the whole time. He's just like, oh, hey, everybody. They're all standing around in like these tight outfits. He can't his hands don't actually rest on his side.
All right, I'm gonna go take a piss now.
Oh, everybody's pissing.
You've already gone twice, you asshole.
It's true. Dude left, so he didn't get to answer my question. He left. That's fine. When Courtney comes back, I'm going to talk about this amazing horror movie I just watched, which actually took me 3 different watchings to finish it. How about this? How was the mom trip? It was good. My mom was here for a week. We had a great time. We ate a lot of bad food, watched some movies. I made her watch Hereditary, which was pretty funny. She was very scared and upset. Yeah, it was good. I hadn't seen her in over a year, so it was like fucking crazy. Hopefully it doesn't go that long again. Ideally, now that I'm all vaxxed up, I can bounce to Ohio whenever. I'm going to try to go to Ohio maybe in September or October. Try to bounce over there. See her again. See this guy who I do this stream with. I have not seen him in real life since October 2019. So last time I saw Courtney. Good times. Check this out, though. But you don't have a Phoenix Suns basketball. Oh, my God. I'm going to get a basketball hoop for the backyard. We got a full-on concrete backyard. I'm going to get a nice 54-inch Spalding glass backboard back there. I'm terrible at basketball, but I'm going to put it back there. Fucking awful at basketball. I literally miss basketball hoop by like 2 or 3 feet most times. But I'm going to get it back there, and it's good exercise. Chasing the ball every time you miss. It's good exercise.
At least you know what you're in for.
Hit me up on Jersey Thing later. What Jersey Thing later? So I wanted to talk to you, Courtney, about a little horror movie I watched based on the because you did that interview with Chud City out. My mom was here, and you guys were talking, and I hopped on And I was watching for like maybe 5-10 minutes. I think that was during a basketball game. I think it was halftime during a game. And I hopped on, and because we had just eaten dinner, we were watching a game, and I was like listening for a little bit. And that dude mentioned a movie that's on Shudder. That, what's it called? Butcher Maker.
Oh, Butcher Baker. Fuck. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
So I watched that movie. It took a few times because I would always watch it late at night and I'd fall asleep. But I finally finished it last week, and Jesus Christ, what a fucking bananas fucking movie that is. Huge incest vibes.
Oh yeah, so the kid like goes to college and his aunt has like fucking like other plans for him.
It's so weird. Also, the movie in general, super fucking homophobic. Like on another fucking level, like homophobic.
I'm trying to think what that was from, like 86,
It was
84,
80s.
86?
It was 80s, and the aunt's crazy. She like she killed the parents. And like it's not really she was actually his real mom and all this stuff. And it's a really fucking weird movie, but not like scary at all, obviously, but like it's worth watching because it's and then the fact that they reveal that she's actually the kid's mom, and she was like doing very like incesty things. I mean, they don't have sex or anything, but she was very like
she wanted
to be
to.
really into him. Made it worse when they do that reveal. The aunt thing is bad enough, but when they reveal like that it's actually a mom, it's like, yeah. Is that a Rolodex? Wait, what about Devin Booker? Devin Booker jersey? Do you have like some kind of hookup I don't know about? Some jersey hookup?
But yeah, this is an old school VHS fucking thingamajogger.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you that if you wanted to take some time to talk about yesterday? Yesterday was the 40th anniversary of Friday the 13th Part 2.
Part 2, it definitely was. And I see you have your Friday the 13th shirt on.
Gang.
I am also wearing a Friday the 13th shirt.
I believe you. I'll just have to take your word for it.
I'm wearing the Gutter Garbs fucking Part 3.
Yeah, so that movie's 2 years older than me. Although maybe not less than that, because I'm gonna be 39 very soon. Very soon. But shout out to my graduating class. I saw some pictures of some dudes recently from my graduating class that made me feel a lot better about myself. Shout out to those dudes for looking like complete dog shit for being the same age as me. Because I've been really feeling like I'm getting sort of really turning into an old piece of shit. And then I saw a picture of this dude from my class, and I was like, oh my God. He looks older than my dad. He's not like a super ugly. He wasn't like a super ugly dude. He just looked like shit. I was like, I feel great now. I feel like a champ. Damn, I'm 39 in September. Oh, so you're younger than me. I'll be 39 in June. But you still look older. So cheers to you. Truly. It'll keep you young.
No, it won't. I drank a bunch of them.
True. Well, it won't freeze time, but it'll make you feel young while you drink.
Something
Wait,
like
what about Devin Booker? Someone get before I get off this thing, I want to know about Devin Booker. What the fuck are you talking about Devin Booker jersey? You got some Devin Booker jerseys on the low? Are you holding? Are you holding?
Y'all got any more of them jerseys?
You got any more of them Devin Booker jerseys? I buy jerseys, dude. What does that mean? I buy jerseys. Do you have a Devin Booker Valley jersey? Do you have one? That's literally my job. What? What? What?
We buy toys, man.
Can you get me a medium Devin Booker Valley jersey, a black one? Can you get it for me? That's all I want to know. If you can, I will send you money. Whatever you need.
I think that's all he was.
I buy NBA jerseys. I don't understand how that's a job. Buying NBA jerseys does not sound like a job. That sounds like a racket or a scheme. Well, like I just hit up this girl I knew from back when she actually used to work at the Hollywood Video with Joe Russo and my ex back in the way olden days. She and her husband went to the Utah Suns game yesterday, and she looked at the stadium for me, and they were sold out of that jersey.
Damn.
She said that the person told them that they get re-upped like once in a while, like they get certain amount like into the store. She's gonna keep looking for me, but I need that fucking jersey like today, my guy. And it's sold out everywhere online. The only one you can get, the only Booker jersey you can get right now online is the purple. And I'm never gonna wear purple. I mean, let's be honest, I'm never going to wear this jersey out in public, but when I'm at home, I want to wear it over a black hoodie. I don't want to say too much on here. Oh, yeah, because God knows who's watching this.
Definitely a wreck.
Nobody. All of the NBA insiders are watching closely to see what our hot takes on Mortal Kombat. Just in case we're talking about jerseys, keep an eye on this Nerdicide. That's my dream, man. That fucking jersey. I need the Valley one because back in the day, I almost like back in the day I bought the Low Suns. I almost bought the Low Suns. I really like that one, but that wasn't a winning season. This is a winning season, so I really want that Valley jersey because it's gonna mean something to me forever. So of course it's just a random Booker jersey. I'll tell you the funniest shit though. Draft Pod official. So I got online. I was on eBay, and you know how eBay is full of like knockoffs, right? And I was like, okay, if I get a knockoff jersey for like $30-40, it was like $30, I think. I know it was a knockoff, it's from China or whatever, it's fine. But I was like, I just want, if it even looks like the normal jersey, that's fine. I'm just gonna wear it around the house when I watch games. It doesn't have to be official for me to enjoy it at the house, So like, at first it took forever to come, and I was like, okay, is this ever gonna show up? And then finally it did. And boy, did it not disappoint. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you my Devin Booker Chinese knockoff jersey. Here we go. Ta-da! Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. This is what I got. A very terrible, very awful Lakers jersey that is black and yellow. This is what I got for my knockoff Devin Booker jersey. They couldn't even send me the right thing from China. Amazing. I mean, I won't lie. I fucking laughed when I got it for like half an hour. So the joy that I had, the pleasure and the joke was very good. But as a Suns fan, getting a Lakers jersey in the mail it's like a kick in the dick. It doesn't have any prints on it. It's completely bootleg. Look, nothing here. Nothing on the bottom. There's no tags. It's completely just a fucking painted print of the Lakers and the Bryant number, and it's just it. And what's wild is it says it's an extra large, but it's super. It says it's a 4XL, but this has to be a 4XL in women's because it looks like it'll fit me. It's fucking insane. I know. And so that kind of deterred me of trying to order another fucking knockoff. Because I was like, okay, lesson learned. Goodbye, $30. So, yeah. It was really fucking funny. Like, really funny when I showed up. Because I was expecting it to look like shit. Like a very fake looking jersey. But I was not expecting it to be Kobe Bryant. So I was like so funny, man. Anyways, that's as far as I got. Cause I'm not like a big sports jersey buyer of things, so. But I really want a black one to wear over my because I got a Nike Suns hoodie. I want to wear it over that during the games when I watch the games. So I'm very pumped. I'm getting pumped. So, yeah. If you have a Connect, you better hook me up. I'll ban you from the stream. Is that it? Are we done? Switch.
How do you top that fucking Kobe Bryant jersey?
R.I.P.
Where do we go from there?
The Mamba strikes again. Strikes again. Yeah, it's 9:30. We sort of did 2 hours. I mean, we had about a half hour just trying to figure out the glitches, which never resolve themselves, which is why I want to get off here in the begin with, because it's like I'm just talking to my own face. But
the rest of what we would be doing, ordering a new phone.
That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna look into getting a new phone because this shit's driving me crazy. Also, I need to get a new Wi-Fi modem for the house, but more importantly, a phone, because it's definitely a phone issue. Because I should have great service. I live in a very big city, and there's no reason for this terribleness. Now I got hiccups. But I'm gonna go because I got nothing else to talk about. Well, let's just do a quick run through of what we're watching. I've only watched 3 episodes of what the fuck is that show called? What's the show on Amazon? Oh, Invincible.
Yeah.
I've only watched 3 episodes of Invincible. I have not started a new season of Handmaid's Tale because I don't want to hate life. And I've watched both episodes of Mayor of Easttown with Kate Winslet. Very good. Pretty good. Worth checking out.
I'm all caught up on Invincible.
Later Dudes next Friday doing an IG bracket of best party movies. Oh, I can't wait to watch you guys get that wrong. It's gonna be like, yeah, it's this Pixar movie. It's the best one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some random fucking PG movie that you all love.
Andy's number 1 pick for best party movie is gonna be Soul.
Soul. Toy Story 4. It's gonna be House Party.
There you go.
House Party 2. If I had to pick what's a good party movie? Like, it has to be about a party or a movie you watch at a party. In film school, a really fun thing I did when I was down in Florida, going to film school, because you go to like people's parties, the little get-togethers. They were all film people, you know. We were all in film school, so you would just like go through their DVDs and you like 3 different times. I went to people's houses. The third time was a huge fucking house party, and it was nothing. I didn't know the people there at all. And I went through their DVDs, and lo and behold, why did they? Because they would have like stuff playing, and there'd be music on, and there'd be a movie playing. Lo and behold, what did they have in their selection of DVDs was Schindler's List. What did I do? I put it on. What did I put it on? Very uncomfortable scenes. Skip through the chapters, and then just kind of like disappear into the back of the room, shadow wise, and just watch people like walk into the living rooms of this random party and see a bunch of naked Jewish people crying in black and white. And let me tell you, it's funny. It's a funny moment at the house party. Not what happened in the movie and what happened to those people, not funny. But what was funny watching a bunch of white people in Florida feel very uncomfortable at their house party. That's my pick for ultimate party movie, Schindler's List. That's the one I always threw on to get the place really popping, bro. You know, drink some Hypnotic, turn on the Schindler's List. Went to a house party where these dudes were playing porn, but not ironically, so I left. You should have stayed. Probably would have got some. Party movie. Whenever I had parties, we would put movies on. I would always put horror movies on in the background. So my go-tos were like, because I had a lot of parties in LA in our apartment. I never had the sound of what I always had, like Evil Dead 2 or like Dead Alive is a good one. Anything that's really cartoonishly violent playing in the background with like just random rap music and stuff is a good time. Those are my definitely Dead Alive was probably my number one go-to because it's just like nonstop cartoonish violence through the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was my good.
That one you'll actually get somebody to like stop and they'll like pay attention to it for a little bit.
Yeah, which is always nice and like but I was always so drunk I didn't really care. I just like to turn on random horror movies. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat dinner. Let's call it. Hopefully next time we do this, I will actually be able to see Courtney, which will be nice.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna try to get a new phone, so that's gonna be the solver of things. I also might get a microphone, so I can do cool like graph pod.
Oh, microphone?
Yeah. Because I do notice that when I do the edits for these, like my audio especially, I think because I keep the phone so far away, is terrible. I'm very quiet in the video.
Right on.
So we'll see. But, yeah, and if I get the phone sooner, maybe we'll do a sooner episode. But I'm literally starving to death, so I gotta get out of here. I'm not eating dinner.
You're fine.
I am fine. Foyne. F-O-Y-N-E. But it's still, I had a great time talking shit about Mortal Kombat and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Next time we come on, who knows what we'll talk about? Who knows?
The shadow knows.
The shadow knows. Sinister knows what the future holds. Until then, Courtney, I love you. I'm going to go eat.
Love you too, brother.
This has been fun. I got a good buzz going. I'm going to go eat some pork. I'll see you guys when I see you. And yeah, that's it. This has been a very glitchy Nerdicide. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.
Bye.